Hey, well, good evening, Mr. Morris.
Good evening, Mr. Morris.
How is your day today? How's your week this week, by the way?
Actually, my week is it's perfect. It's the third best day of the year.
Yes, yes. We had an early Christmas present.
Yes, I not early Thanksgiving dinner too.
We roasted some people. I won't say who.
We had Kamala Urki.
Yeah, there you go. So, hey, I mean, I guess for this podcast we can talk about the election. I think it's timely. Of course, we just got over, though I'm still waiting for Congress to make up their mind, and I always feel like something's going underhand because they're taking so long to get to the
I don't
congressional
know. What did I
seats.
see? I saw today
Mhm,
that the, the Democrats. I don't know where it came from, and so
mhm.
it's really hard for me to put my finger on it.
Yep.
But they said that what's the deal with the 20 million missing votes? 20
Mhm.
million. What the hell did this number come from? And well, you know what? Let's talk real quick about some of the, just let's bring people up to date. Those that are watching might want to find this interesting. And the whole concept of the podcast that we want to do for everybody is we want to do the podcast and we want to do and find the information for you so you don't have to go out and look for it.
Mhm.
And we're going to spend the time. I'm an early riser up at 5:30 in the morning. I hit my cell phone, lay in bed to watch the videos, see what's going on. Stu does the same thing. But the funny thing is, I was never a believer in the issue that Trump lost the Trump
The
after
election
he
got
lost the
stolen.
election.
The election got stolen.
Yeah, I hate saying that too because
Well,
I
hey,
believe.
I mean, we talked about it the other day. I
Yeah.
mean, when you look at the votes Trump got this last election, how can you deny or how can you not speculate something
Yep.
happened last time?
Well, and the other thing too that brings it to light, and I
Mhm.
don't think a lot of people are realizing or even paying attention to it,
Mhm.
all the effort they have made this election to make sure that there was
Mhm.
nothing underhanded going to go down.
Yeah.
It just a lot of it is just it's like it's a lot of suspicion. It's like one of those
Suspicious
yeah,
minds.
yeah. It's like one of those Sherlock Holmes things. Where's Sherlock Holmes at? So we come and investigate this
Yeah.
crap. Right? And then you listen to it. And I don't know if you listened to any of the, have you looked at any of the, I don't even know what to call them. The Democrats have gone like, I tell you what, listen, peeps. All right, Obama got elected twice. I didn't fall off my chair crying and crawl around on the floor like I got killed. All right, Biden won last time, and a lot of speculation about that. But beyond that, I still personally did not fall off my chair and go crawling around like it was the end of my world. I got people going on TikTok and stuff, sitting there. You gotta watch. People need to watch this stuff. It's amazing watching these people. It's got this girl sitting there clipping all her hair off. I can't live with myself like this. And she's cutting her hair all off. And I said, hey, you won't be able to live like yourself like that after either. But anyways, and she says, you come to my house, I'll shave your head for you too. It's like, oh my God. Have you seen any of those, Stu?
No,
It's
I
like,
guess I
oh
guess
my
that's what I
God.
worry about. You can't shave my head.
Well, you'll be
I
our
already did it,
you'll
and I voted for Trump.
you'll be your best friend. Stu, come on over so I want to see what it looks like.
So yeah, obviously they've gone ballistic, but it's a good point that when you start thinking about it, the whole fake news thing, and Trump has said it. If he didn't say it 100,000 times, he didn't say it a million. I don't know, but when you look at this current election just went through, I mean, and you look at all the news that went out against Trump for Camellia, you never heard anything negative about her. How could you not? How could you not lean on the whole fact of the whole fake news thing? I mean, it astounds me. And even today, like reading the news right now, it's just back and forth to, oh, we need to leave the country. We're unsafe now.
Well, they should. I don't know what's taking them so long to pack up. I got to tell you, okay, I'm not a. I'm going to be frank about it. I've made this clear to everybody that knows me knows. First and foremost, I think that the entertainment industry,
Hmm.
it's beyond the fact that it's entertainment. They are a bunch of pathetic. They're pathetic. There's no other way to put it. The pathetic. The George Clooney. You know what? It's like Arnold Schwarzenegger coming up and saying. It's like Arnold Schwarzenegger coming up and saying, "Well, I'm a Republican, but I'm going to vote for Kamala." Dude, you're not a Republican anymore. You're a freaking Democrat. I just say I'm going to be a Democrat now and vote Kamala Harris.
Hmm.
You know what? It's like George said. I'll take it out of context here. George, what he says, what happens in the booth stays in the booth. That's a good idea. The SDFU. Don't you agree with that?
Oh
Shut
yeah,
the
yep.
hell up.
I I don't. I definitely don't see how one party or the other can vocally speak out against the other. You might as well just switch your parties at that point. I
Yeah.
mean, why even be a Republican if you're not voting Republican, or at least keeping quiet about what you're going to do? I think that was the most, probably the most um, dishonorable thing somebody could have done. But then it goes back to trying to set up the game, the end plan for Harris to win. You know,
Well,
and
you
I
look
think.
at it,
Yeah.
you look at it, and you look at the people that did it, and think about it for a minute. All these people that are doing this crap, right?
Mhm.
They're all elitist.
Yep.
They're all with the 10, 110, 1%ers, 10%ers. They're the ones that they don't go to the grocery store. We don't shop every
Yep.
day. We don't shop once
Grocery
a week.
store, grocery store. They don't go anywhere. What are you talking about?
Most of them, you know what? Was it John Mellencamp was saying something back? I don't know. We're listening to him like I don't know about a year ago. Do you know the man doesn't even know the first time he's actually gone down to get his driver's license to get the new driver's license everybody has to have
Yeah, yeah,
now.
yeah.
He
Yep.
said he had to go. He didn't know what to do.
Yep.
No, I didn't know what to do. They had to go with me. He
Yep.
said, "Yeah." This is how disconnected these people
Oh
are.
yeah.
You
Mhm.
think about the grocery store. They don't go, like you just said, they don't go grocery
Yep.
shopping. We don't plan our groceries
Mhm.
out. We don't go once a week or whatever. We go every other day. And every other day it would be about $50.
You know
Now, every other day, it's like $90.
what
Uh,
I what I
it,
find really interesting, I'll tell you, is the Bernie Sanders group. You know, the socialists
yeah,
who are for anti-war. You know, the populist kind of thing, and yet when I see what Biden's done over the last 4 years, all he's done is spend on war. You know,
yeah.
what is he given, like, all he's done is let illegal migrants in. I can't say aliens, illegal migrants in, by the millions. I just pulled it up this morning actually, and then spent. I looked it up. He spent 164 billion so far in the Ukraine, and 56 billion for Israel. I mean, if you were a socialist, wouldn't you want that money to come back, not to be in the country and not given to foreign wars?
Well, it's like Bernie Sanders, unfortunately, is the extreme example only because I'm trying to figure out who else is in the Democratic Party. That's you got the Greens.
Yep.
And I don't even know what Bernie. I think Bernie doesn't refer to himself as a Democrat. He votes Democrat or he
Yeah,
he coalesces with the
he's a
Party
socialist.
Democrats.
Socialist. He's a
But he,
socialist.
but anyways,
Yeah.
I have the Socialist Party, but I don't
Yeah.
know. But anyhow, I will give him credit for one thing. He did come out and say, the Democrats back in the day, and a lot of people, younger people don't know it, but back in the day, I'm not sure back in my day, I was a kid,
Yeah.
a young kid, but they were for the working person
Hmm.
back in the day. Something got switched over, and Bernie said it himself. He said, "Look, you chased off the white working person,
Hmm.
white working man, woman, whatever. Now you're chasing off the Latinos and the blacks."
Yep.
And when you look at the statistics are really interesting.
Hmm.
The Gen Z group, uh, I mean, if you want to believe what the fact finding, the Gen
Hmm.
Z group pushed this election over the top for Donald Trump. The men under 30, they're
Yep.
talking about. I can never say the word. The female, the meganism or whatever the hell they refer to it as. You know what I'm talking about? And it's like anti-women, right? That's
Right.
that's that's the take now. That's a take from the Democrats.
Hmm.
All men are
Hmm.
anti-women
Hmm.
being in position of authority. Dude,
Yeah.
there's 16 to 20
Yep.
female governors in the country, a
Yep.
mix of Republicans and Democrats.
Yeah. Look,
I hate
look
to
at
be the
New
somebody
Hampshire's got.
voted for him.
Yeah. New Hampshire's got a Republican woman
Yeah,
for governor now. Yeah.
we've had three female governors in New Hampshire, two
Yep.
Dems and now one Republican.
Yep.
So I don't know who's making this shit up.
Yep.
And I think that the Democrats, they become mealy mouthed, and
Yep.
they think because of the social group that they have that supports them
Yep.
gives them that freedom to be that way. And unfortunately for them, That's a small, very small percentage of the voting populace.
Yep.
And the rest of the voting populace that votes for these people, they're college educated. They have no religious values. And I'm not going to say they're atheists because I don't know, but this is what the words are putting out there. They don't have any religious values. Most of them are educated, Yale, Harvard, Princeton, whatever the case may be, Georgetown, whatever.
Well, I mean,
Um,
you said to begin with that they're the elitist now. The Democratic Party is the educated elitist now.
yeah,
It's not the working class person anymore. Other than when you start talking about unions, and then they put their muscle behind unions. Other than that, the average everyday working
well,
person,
you say
they don't.
unions, you say
Huh?
unions. Well, I mean, no offense, but Kamala lost.
Yep.
The big auto union there, fine there, the guy that got up on the stage and opened his shirt and said, Trump is a scab. You know, congratulations, dude. You look like an asshole. You're
Yeah.
still an asshole. And then you got the singer there, whatever name. Help me out there. What's the singer's football player?
Singer or football player? Which
No,
one?
the singer that's with the football player. I always forget. I forget her name all the time.
Oh, you talk about the Kelseys?
Yeah, I'm talking about Taylor
No, no,
Swift.
not the Kelseys. But which
Yeah,
one are you talking about? For or against?
yeah, Taylor
You're
Swift.
confusing me. Are you
I
talking
know.
about?
Taylor Swift, seeing one of the Kelsey boys. But anywho, what did that do for them? I
Yeah.
mean, oh yeah, they thought that there was going to be a gazillion votes because of Taylor Swift. Where
Yeah.
were the gazillion votes?
Yeah,
You know, you,
so apparently, because they wanted us to think that Trump was going to lose, that hey, all these people are coming out, all these, like you said, the unions, the elitists in Hollywood, all that. It's just all led up to all fake, right? So you got to wonder how many of these people whose union presidents were speaking at for Harris, how many of those people voted for Trump? It had to been half or more of them. It had to be.
yeah, yeah. And like I said, it's funny to watch it. Yeah, they got that. Have you ever watched The View?
Yeah, I watched it the other day after the election. I mean, that was probably their because everybody wanted to see what they were going to say. Even Republicans. That was probably their most viewed program of the entire time the View's been around. Is when the day after the election.
Well, they pay. What did somebody say? Disney is paying them. I think this is seven-digit incomes
Yep.
to do one of the shittiest shows I
Yep.
have ever. What a! It's like a play on the unintellectual. You could sit and watch this freaking crap, and listening to them. You listen to the one black woman saying that. I've had more rights taken away. Well, first off, you have no rights taken away from you because Trump isn't president yet. So
Yep.
let's get past that. And then she said, "All my rights, my father and grandfather." If your grandfather heard the shit coming out of your pie hole right now, he'd say, "Are you freaking kidding me? You're losing rights. You're worried because somebody's not going to let you go get an abortion, dude. You don't even look like you could be pregnant again. Forget about getting an abortion." It's like, oh my! It's like, listen, Stuart. Then you have Whoopi Goldberg. My God.
Oh, I can't even say his name. Oh,
Yeah,
it remind me of like the Ten Commandment movie, who's striking Moses' name off of everything. Uh,
well,
you
it's
know,
like, yeah, it's like, yeah. Well, the only problem is that these people are sitting in the high castle. And like some people pointed out, there's that Hispanic girl. I can't remember. I don't know what her name is from The View. I'm not gonna
yeah,
pretend I know because I never watched the freaking show.
yeah, yeah.
But she's out there rattling off her pie hole, talking about the Hispanic crowd, what the hell happened. For all practical purposes, Kamala still got the higher percentage of the votes from the Hispanic crowd
Oh
as
yeah.
well as the black crowd. But the difference was it may have been higher, but it wasn't as high as it would have been under
Yeah, no,
different
Trump gained in all of those
Trump
areas.
gained. He
Yeah,
actually,
yeah,
anyway, so she's rattling on about, Hispanic people. And you know what? It's like somebody pointed out, she lives in a fancy apartment building or
mhm,
condo in Manhattan. What the hell does she know when she looks down at the street, at the people down the street, what the hell they're doing? She doesn't have a freaking clue.
mhm,
That is the most, I watched it only like what you just said
mhm.
and listening to them. I guess if you want to have a revolting hour or so, I don't even know how long the show is on. I
Yep.
mean, go ahead and watch it. Give you a reason to go puke afterwards. So I don't know.
Mhm.
Um,
Wow, you're like rooting for it.
I've been, you know what, Stuart? The more I listen to this shit, the more lit up I get. You
Yep.
know, it's like, are you kidding me? After we endured, come on, think about it for a minute. After America has endured 4 years of the worst freaking crap
Yep.
that you can think of. And I can't think of anything. I can only think back. The worst case scenario, I have to go back to Carter
Mhm.
to come up with something that could be as bad as Joe Biden. And they
Mhm.
say, well, you got to wait. It's going to get better. Dude, you had 4 stinking years. 4 stinking years. It hasn't gotten any better.
Mhm.
Has it?
No, but I think the problem now is with only a couple of months left of his administration, he is going to bury the Trump administration by releasing the extra money to the Ukraine without Trump's approval. Of course, I mean now I think he's going to bury the economy, and I think he's going to make it hard for Trump to come back, release
I,
more illegal aliens, dump more money into Ukraine. They're going to try to get all the money released that they were supposed to do over the next year. They're trying to get it done before he leaves office. So I have a feeling that it's going to give fodder for them to say Trump's done a worse job, right? So I think it's going to be a challenging next year, no matter what Trump does, because of what Biden's done already. I
no,
mean, you know,
I think Trump's ace in the hole is A. You know what? I think, I look, if you think and look back on this, and I think if history goes back, and if he has a good 4 years,
yep,
I'd say he has a good three. It's going
yep,
to take him a year to clean. It's going to take him a year to dig into this shit.
yep,
But let's just say history can look back and say, get past the bullshit of whether the election was stolen or not, because we will never know that.
mhm,
But we can sure process it and look at it and say, boy, it's kind of suspicious,
yep,
you know. Particularly to what you said, when the amount of the votes that went in his favor this go around, and we went, and as others have pointed out, that we went to bed, he was winning. We woke up, he lost. Remember that?
yeah,
It's like,
yeah,
are you freaking kidding? I think that history. I think Biden did Trump a favor. I think that the 4 years as president, his first go around, they were okay. They weren't bad. He was a businessman. He didn't have his feet wet in Washington. The 4 years that he had, that people were heckling him and driving him, sticking it to him any which way they could, made him stronger. Made him a better person. And I think this 4 years he has a clue to what's going on. And I think today he hired that woman, uh, and I
oh
think
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah, I think that, and this time around, if you remember last time
mhm,
when he was trying to build a cabinet in that election,
mhm,
that was stolen,
mhm,
if you want to say that. Nobody wanted, no, there was no long line of people that wanted to go. He's got a long line of people pounding on his door now
yeah.
that want to be part of his cabinet,
Well,
and want to
yeah,
be in his administration. You know,
yeah. So I don't know. Like I said, the amount of votes that the differential between 2020 to well, Biden won by about almost 6 million votes. Trump's won by about 4 million votes once it's all said and done. So I don't know. Like I said, I guess when you look at the popular vote, maybe who knows? I don't know. I don't know if it's even worth talking about anymore. But I still feel like there was probably more behind it than we know. So we talked about the Senate the other day, and I didn't even think when you were talking about the two potentially liberal Republican senators
right?
on, we have 53 majority right now. So even with those two uh, anti anti Republicans, if we get one more, we'll still have the um, the votes in the Senate. So I'm not so worried. We know we're going to get one more, so that will discount. 54 minus 2 means 52. We'll have more than enough votes in the
Oh,
Senate.
I don't think you have to worry about the Senate.
Yep.
The House is definitely. still up in the air. If we don't win the House, they can make it kind of thorny
Yeah,
for, and Nancy Pelosi's going to fucking thrive on that.
yeah,
That's just what she does best.
yeah.
Uh,
We need a solid win. I just don't think we're gonna. I don't know. I just don't know if we're gonna get it.
well, you got the Senate, and the popular vote is still waiting for Arizona and Nevada.
Yep.
I mean, there are still several districts, I think a couple in New York. I'm not sure. I think the guy in Pennsylvania won,
Hmm.
but
Maybe a recount.
the incumbent refuses to concede at this point.
Well, it's under the 0.5% margin, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So in that state, if it's under the margin of votes, then they can call for a recount. So I'm sure he's going to drag it out.
That, and like I said, he's been in that. He's had that position for a long time.
Yeah, yeah. I
And
think
it's like
his
it's like a family heirloom, I guess, from what I was reading.
oh yeah, his whole family's been in politics. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's like really? Well, my great 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 grandfather, he was there too, and yeah, and he just passed it over to me. I didn't even run.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, so I think all in all, I don't. I feel like we'll still get Congress. It'll just be a thinner margin than we'd hope. But
Yeah.
I,
Well, you don't, even if it's a tie,
mhm,
just remember, even if it's a
yeah,
tie, this go around, right? It won't be Kamala,
yeah,
it'll be Vance.
yeah,
So
right,
even if it's a tie,
yeah,
and the other issue you have too is the nice thing about having the Senate and the majority plus
mhm,
is that if you have the holdouts, which could be the woman in Maine and the I'm not sure if it's a woman or man in Alaska,
yeah,
even if you have the holdouts, you're still good.
yeah,
But there's still a lot of infighting
yeah,
amongst them. There's the far right group in there. There's the middle guys. And that's been an ongoing fight. And there's a couple of them there that they'll fight. They'll just. I think I don't remember what his name is, but the one there that didn't want to confirm somebody, just kept holding out. The Speaker of the House of last go round, and they wound up firing the guy. Remember?
yep.
And but I don't know. That one's a
Well,
good one too.
there's always going to be a battle for power, right? I mean, that's just that's just how it is. I mean, Pelosi has had the power herself in battle to keep her position several times, right? They kicked her out once, brought her back. So I think that's
Well,
the natural chain of what happens, right? When you have to elect a leader, I mean, not voted leader, but you have to elect one within.
well, the only good thing about Pelosi is that I'm not suspecting that she'll be back. I
Yeah,
think that she'll be back as in her position. But she's
mhm,
not going to be back as the
yeah.
speaker. So
That's one. Well,
not going to be very
she
long.
won't be. She won't be back because if we do win the House, then she won't be. She could be the minor speaker or something. But I
Okay.
don't think that'll happen because
No, I think
I think
that.
the only way she will make speaker is if they win.
Yeah. See,
Otherwise, they're going to let her go by the wayside.
yeah. Well, I think she's by the wayside, anyways, because they have the black guy that in that. I can't remember what his name is.
Yeah.
Whatever his name is. So, and I don't see Nancy Pelosi coming back. Anyways, she said she would not.
Yeah. Well,
So,
Biden said he wouldn't run a second term too.
well, it's what you just said, Stu. Power feels good, right?
Yeah.
Nothing like power, and Joe Biden's mind. That's funny you bring that up, right? You got to feel kind of bad for the old guy. I don't know if he's got dementia, Alzheimer's, whatever the hell his problems are. But you know what? There are a lot of them out there in the Democratic Party. They're just like throwing this guy under the bus.
Oh
And
yeah.
he,
Yeah.
and he gets up and puts out that speech the other day, his farewell speech. She said, you know what, you bunch of assholes, I'm gonna make your guys' life as miserable as I can. All those things I had that I put away, I'm gonna start putting them out there. One
No,
stuff,
no,
the stuff in the back
there's
of his
one
Corvette.
there's one problem with that. He won't remember what he had to put out there.
I don't know. I got to tell you, I think he did. I listened to his farewell,
Yep.
and I got to tell you something. I think he did a better job than Kamala did.
Yeah.
You know, uh,
Well,
he,
it took him 4 days to memorize one of the words. So I mean, it's like, I
well,
mean,
no, he got special glasses. He got X-ray
I,
glasses so he could see the teleprompter.
yeah, I'm sure he practiced that more
Yeah.
times than you can remember, or no, or right. So I'm sure he came out prepared. It took him that long to anyway say anything. So,
Yeah.
um,
Well, you know,
but
it's like, but you know, you know, it's like, it's. I do want the, you know, everybody that listens to the podcast
yeah,
should know that Stu and I do. We follow this stuff religiously. We're not super sports fanatics. We are football fans. I'm a Patriots fan, except for this year.
so is
We
it.
follow we follow football, watch football. We dabble in the other sports. Watching the Yankees lose the World Series was pretty awesome. And having Bob Kraft give them the Dodgers their jet to fly back home, that was pretty awesome too.
Well, I
Um,
mean, the Yankees losing just coincided with Harris losing. I mean, it was just all good news.
it was the best month of the year. It's like I said, you know, some people walk up to me. How's your day going, Mo? How's the day of the election? How's your day going? My day's not. This is the best day of the rest of my life. So, at least for 4 years, anyways. And you know, when a lot of you know what I can see that I have friends that are Democrats. I have one that's a hard-headed Democrat, and you try and reason, and and you get to kind of get through. And they say, his comment, which I heard the same comment again from another one today, was we sure hope you guys are all right about what you did. Well, guess we'll find out. I said that's let's be fair. Trump's got a big load on his shoulders now.
Yep,
I mean, he put it big out there,
yep,
and he got to find a way to deliver.
yep.
And
And I'll just say one last note on that, on Trump and delivering and everything else. And you and I talked about this the other day. Um, I didn't think about it until I was reading about. I don't remember who posted the article, but just going through everything Trump's been through in the last, well, during the 4 years he was president, everything he went through, and then going everything he's had to go through this election cycle, all the lawsuits, all the court dates. But then somebody said that does anybody even realize that for the 4 or 5 weeks it was that he was in court every single day, 5 days a week, the whole court time, and then as soon as he left the court, he jumped in, changed suits, and he was out on the campaign trail. So I got to say, for somebody who's worried about his age, and you look at what he's done
yeah,
in the last, all this campaigning, how
yeah.
can you even think the guy is being stopped by age right now?
It's like, well, it's like one of the guys I was talking to today when we had our little
Yep,
powwow this morning. He said, you know what? One thing you can say, the man never sleeps.
yep,
And he doesn't sleep. And you know what? And I mean, some people believe that the assassination attempt, the one where he got shot, was made up. I said, I don't know, be the bearer of bad news, but the feds already went through this. The FBI uh, went right through it, and the man was shot. He was shot. He was the bullet barely missed taking his head off. So that would have been that, right?
you just made me think of something really funny when you said he can't sleep. I'm wondering if he's spending the night with Hunter Biden.
That's bad.
Lou, you know,
I don't know what he. Hey, I don't know. I'll tell you though. You listen to the people that know the guy, and you never hear. The people that actually know him
yeah,
as a person outside of whatever.
yeah,
So
yeah.
the guy's like it's like he's fun.
He's real.
He takes his relationships with certain people very seriously. Hey, you know what? It can't be all bad, Stu.
Yeah.
71 million people voted for him.
Yeah. 70,
Um,
yeah, and still rising. It'll probably be 72, 70, maybe even 73 by the. Oh,
yeah,
wait, 73. No, it's already 73. What am I talking about?
I
It's,
don't know. I didn't look at it. I haven't
you
looked at it
just
again,
confused
but
me. You just confused me. So it's
yeah.
73 now and change, and so who knows what it will be by the time all the numbers are counted. So as we get ready to end this session, we're coming close. What are we going to talk about next week? Have you thought about that, or
I
you
have
know?
not. The politics thing has been for everybody.
Mm,
Has been all consuming.
yep,
And I don't. It's like I said to you earlier. I really want to make sure that our podcast. Want people to know that our podcast is going to be about the subject matter you all want to talk about, and you can tell us in the comments down below. Please subscribe
yep,
and tell us what you want us to talk about. And me, Stu, we'll go out. We'll find the information. We'll talk about it. We want to make it fun.
Yeah.
It doesn't want to be all serious. I mean, the serious is coming to an end now. It's like the the U.S. anxiety is now coming to a close.
Yep.
Well, it should be, anyways.
Well, we'll see on that. Okay, my brother up north. I think
Yes, my
we're
brother
running
down
out of
south.
time, and
Yep.
I will catch up with you in the next session.
You got it. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. I'll talk to you later, bro.
Okay, talk to you later.